recording. I won't
All right,
upload
goodbye.
the previous one. All right, peace out. I won't upload the previous one until I what's it called? Until I
I'm
finish
gonna I'm
this
gonna
game.
be spoiled, but I will not spoil anything.
Oh,
Just so you
perfect.
know.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I usually like to do these commentaries unspoiled because it provides, well, A, funny entertainment when I'm making the reads, and B, is pretty, cool to solve along, if you will, and you know, not spoil others that want to watch the
Um,
playback. And yep, here we go. The game just automated started. Turby random it. This is a random tenor. So Benny, talk to me about what got you to make these special random games. Like what was kind of
sure.
the motivation?
Yeah. Well, I mean, ever since we rolled out Kirby, it's just been adding more and more features, and we finally got Kirby to a stable point, running Joke 10s and Vig 10s and Cop 9s.
Mm,
And yeah, I just wanted to keep adding to it. The more we do with it, the more became more fun. We tried those roll madness games where I tried to randomize every single aspect of every roll and give everyone a roll,
oh my
and
god.
it was terrible.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was really, really bad.
yeah.
None of the rolls worked. We rolled, bodyguard 8 times in one game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it kind of reshaped my thinking of how to make these.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, what we're doing is something a lot more simple. We're just taking
Mm-hmm.
these existing roles, known roles that are good, that work,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we list them out in the OP, and then I'm
Yeah.
just having Herbie decide 1 or 2 PRs for town,
Yeah.
and then depending on that, how many Mafia PRs we get, and it's completely random.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a hit. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Benny, the thing.
sometimes we get. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. The thing I love about this the most is you can play every game, a new game, and it's something different, right? Before you play the Jode, and
Yeah,
people might get sick of it, but this is something new every game, right? It's always exciting to
every
see
game.
what's gonna happen, right? So it's just a lot of
And
fun.
I think the really funny thing is, like, even if it ran just as a Jode game, the
Mm.
dynamic is so different
Yeah. Oh
because you
yeah.
don't know,
You don't know.
right?
Yep.
Okay, even the Jode flips, and you're like, okay, there's a Jode, but is there a Wolfig? Is
Right.
there an innocent child? Who know? Like,
E-
who knows what else is out there?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think there's so many more plays. I mean, there was the play, obviously the one I did where I poisoned my own partner,
Mm-hmm.
went to F3. There's a lot of cool claims that Mafia can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also tons of counterplay and mechanical play because you can potentially know when a Mafia is lying if there's 3 PRs. It's just the
Yeah.
dynamic is so fun.
Oh
And
yeah.
like
I
it's
agree.
fresh. So
And the beauty is this has still a lot of potential to keep growing and even expand, right?
yep,
Whether it's
that's
the
the
number of
yeah.
players or the roles involved, I think this is terrific. And yeah, as you mentioned, this is a balance-ish setup too, right? Like obviously with the role madness, the hardest thing is to keep it balanced because when it's all automated, you can't really control which roles get handed out to the mafia in town, and it could just be a complete, unbalanced setup. But here, there's some balance, some structure to it, but at the same time, some nuance where it's something different.
You know what's crazy is there have been some absolutely broken setups that have landed,
Mm.
and I look at them and I go, oh, there's no shot. Village has no shot.
And
Wolves
they,
have no shot.
and they end up winning the other way.
Those are like the closest games sometimes, and
Wow.
sometimes there are stomps,
Right, right, right.
uh, and then those will come. But I think you just get surprised sometimes because you just can't anticipate anything.
Yeah.
And I think too the other thing that's cool, especially from like a mod hosting point of view, is I think earlier there was a game where Wolves rented 2 different Vigs,
Mm. Wow.
even an odd cycle, and all the town had was like a jailkeeper and an innocent child on day 3.
Dude, that's massive for the Mafia, man. That's like 2 KP every night,
Right.
essentially. Wow.
Yeah, and so you're thinking, there's no way they have a jailkeeper and a child, like
Yeah.
they're done. But then you get to see cool stuff like the jailkeeper gets a save on night 1,
Unbelievable. A
and
save.
then
Wow.
just the different things that affects because I think in that game Supermas was a wolf
Mm-hmm.
and had a claim right at SOD2
Mm-hmm.
because I think she vigged Jess
Mm-hmm.
and came in to day 2 immediately claiming Jote with a vig shot, but then there was no factional kill.
Yeah.
So it kind of just had this weird dynamic where it's like, oh, like there was a save, but only Mafia knew that there was a save.
Mm.
But then the Mafia's claiming it was a lot of fun to watch
Yeah.
that one.
Yep, yep. Also, something interesting just happened in the game. Rabbit called. So this is probably not a Wolf interaction here. Rabbit says, "Get this wet slop out of my area," and then Sumimus actually subs into their slop, slop slot, and that is unexpected. That is for sure not Wolf interaction at the least. I think so far the town of people that have jumped up to me, I think The Spartacus guy is towny. He had kind of a towny progression on set there. Had the reasoning was good too. I think what's his face? I think Rabbit has been towny. I think Rabbit. I don't know if I want to sheep his towny per se on no artsy, but I think Rabbit's town reasoning behind it was towny. Um, Jess is a weird one. I think I've seen people. Yeah, Matt just called Jess obvious town. I'm not so sure. I think Jess kind of came in and kind of started talking about how his people days doing stuff like that, and it felt like she was trying to vibe rather than, kind of.
Can we talk about
Stud
post
says
right
she
now?
has a red check on
Yes,
Facebook.
Set has been complaining about this red check forever. No one is listening. Here we go. Set is just asking for it, and instead Set is not even getting any attention. Dot 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 dot. 89, and Cape is just going right after that post from Set. Cape goes Recon Spartan V Soup maybe V. Actually, I like that from Cape 90. I mean, it's a good set of reads list to begin with, especially the Spartacus one. Oh,
I don't
Transcend.
want to. I mean, I'm gonna spoil this. There is no red check because there
Yeah,
cannot.
there
I
cannot be
went
a red check.
intentional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
But
god.
I think
It's so funny because Stead is doing dot dot
number
dot and
95.
Rabbit. Yep. Right on cue. Rabbit goes. We realize there are no 9-0s, right? And here again, Stead trying to do this FPS play, and I don't know if she recognized that is infeasible, unfeasible based off the setup. And I kind of like actually no RC pushing Jess because Jess doesn't feel towny. I will say this. I didn't like Jess's intro. I didn't like the way that she was kind of perusing through thread. It feels like she's trying to find a way to fit in rather than just go about do her girl boss activities. Uh, but she's PR. You just forget I said this. Rabbit says
I disagree.
you disagree. You feel Jess is town.
Yeah,
What's the reason
I'm
behind
not
that?
like super. I'm not super confident, but yeah, yeah.
What's the? Is it like a gut or like is there something else to it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously she has like very wide overlapping wide ranges, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just generally when she's just
yeah.
trying to vibe and not be super cocky, she's generally gonna be town.
Yeah, but that's the
You
thing. I
know,
feel like she's vibing in a way where she's trying to fit in. It doesn't like if it doesn't feel as natural, but I see where you're coming from that
Oh
end. Like she
my
definitely doesn't
God.
feel pockety per se. And here we go, Transcend 113 voting Donut Boy now, but we gotta resolve it. And if it's something goofy, then games to watch. And I don't know if Matt actually understands that there can't be a 9-0. And here we go now, Superman's onto Donut Boy, and Donut Boy, do I vote Manny again? And it votes Manny. And Jess, she's talent in my opinion, referencing to herself. What? That is weird. Rabbit goes, "Are you the partner? There are no 9-0s." Red's Sutter is trolling. Read your role PM very carefully for me, please. This is a result is randomly generated on a
Uh,
town and
okay.
unvote Donut Boy. What a weird post by
Yeah,
Matt.
we can't be having those kind of posts. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, Matt is really trying to play the cheater in the OTI rules here. I mean, read your role. I'm pretty sure he's joking, but still, this is just borderline, just trying to make the game outside of the game. And Rick and Spartan Donut, 60% town equity because of question mark. What does that question mark do tell? Tutter says no, he's probably Miller. He was. This is interesting. So all of a sudden, Set is really doubling down on this. I don't know if Set actually understands the mechanics and that there can't be a 9-0, and she's still pushing this. This is
This
absurd.
is
This is
this is
absurd.
really funny. This is
This is,
really funny.
I mean, this is so much fun. I mean, this is a lot of excitement. I haven't seen this in a while. And Reckon Spartan voting giraffes. Tutter's his town. Tis. Donut Boy goes lol Tutter. Yeah, if I'm Cape, I'm just heavily confused. I just don't know what the reaction Seth's trying to pull here. I mean, whether or not Seth actually is a cop with the 9-0 and she's trying to see who latches on, that could be a potential good way to get reactions. But still, I don't know why you would waste that all on day one, even if you were that type of cop.
Oh, this is awesome. This is, I
This is
mean, Aro, this is, I mean, what we were just talking about.
right. Yeah.
Why did we make this? I mean,
Exactly. Plays like this
this is
wouldn't
great.
happen normally,
This is
and this
great. I
is
mean, this is fun for me to watch spoiled, and
oh
it's
yeah.
fun for you guys to watch. Like, this is great. This is
Yeah,
such a great.
I mean, I have no clue what's going on. I mean, I don't even know if this is Towner or Wisconsin. I think this is actually probably Towner from Set. I don't know if she like takes this line because can't it's just such a weird thing to do. Obviously, it's a small read, but okay, just a min eye swing from text based reads. Like this is like kind of suiciding herself, especially if Donut Boy ended up dying. It's just not. Yeah, I don't think the claim makes it. Oh, okay, but Manny says I don't think the claim makes that town, but I also don't think it's Wolfie. It's definitely not Wolfie. I mean, the Wolfie motivation there is just really null, especially like you don't Unless, yeah, there's no night zero, so it's like even then, even if he knew what his role was, it doesn't do anything. Oh, Manny
Isn't that a
voting
Wolfie comment from Andy?
which one?
He doesn't know. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah, he's
think
basically yeah
it
yeah.
makes.
No, you're right. 139 is kind of actually that's a good point, Bottle. But 139 is kind of a nothing burger post. He basically is saying it doesn't make her town, it doesn't make her wolfy, but it's like what is the point of that post? Yeah, good point, Bottle. It doesn't contribute anything to the game. It's just a nothing burger statement.
It's
Norty.
yes, he's trying to represent confusion over a situation.
Exactly. Yep. Good stuff there, Bottom. Yeah, Manny can go into PoE for that. Donut Boy. I say that because I half think Set is bluffing. What? Why would Donut Boy says I half think? What? And then he corrects it by more than half. Are you kidding me, Donut Boy? Cape, what did you just do there? Rick and Spartan. Yep, I'm towning Pingers. Only one I'm comfortable, good neighboring so far. Yeah, so Rick and Spartan for sure is town here. There are no
That's
and
the
now Rabbit in
interesting
big
post. Yeah.
caps. Rabbit in all big caps. There are no night zero peaks turned on in this setup at all. And Rabbit really trying to set down the hammer that whatever is going on from set is just not true, regardless of alignment. And Rabbit voting slop now. Matt goes set. WTF are you doing? High key LOL. Rabbit is correct. There are no night zero checks in the setup, but it doesn't feel like Setter is doing this as Mafia. Okay, so Jessica with a good read there. I'll take you on that one. And all of a sudden, Set goes Jessica Slob is probably a different check. Look, I think if Slob is Mafia, you can just auto clear Rabbit for that. And that is for sure something that she wouldn't do with the partner. Something OP versus is just basic mechanics. This is crazy. Supermiss is just kind of falling into the trap. I mean, if that's a bait from Set, right? Supermiss just kind of fell into that, and you can kind of clear Set as well from that. Oh, and Sop says, or should I claim here? And so all of a sudden, Soup is hinting at a PR roll with only over 3 minutes to go. Giraffes. Rabbit says, I mean, I'm self-pressing because it's game throwing not to, even if I strongly town with Slop. Oh, which I don't like. Which I don't, it's like mild if they're at all. Though I do think Slops is town, me dying is, I don't know, LOL. Yeah, I think Manny's probably the right
Slop
kill.
probably VT, right? Surely. Slop is surely VT
I mean,
faking.
but she's doing a bad play here, right? Then she's forcing herself. She's kind of softening it, and then if her whack and say she's kind of forcing the claim, and then you're gonna have a big mess, right? But I think Manny, yes. Pingers with the call there in 184. Manny out at LOL. Record Sporting, bam, onto Manny. When Manny uses Laughing Cats, he is SCUM scum. And now they're getting traction onto Manny. Pingers might vote there, and now all of a sudden we might have some Villager Mafia competition. If Slop is town, vote Jess. Wow, Tutter is hard onto Jess here as well. I mean, look, I don't mind Jess in the PoE at all. I think her read on center was actually a good one. But is that indicative of alignment? We shall see. Rabbit is not voting Transcend. I mean, yeah, Matt is also asking a lot of questions that it's just borderline. Like, why are you asking that?
Plus 200 is pretty funny.
Oh, and in post 200, oh my age. I'm actually gonna get day one by 3 people that don't know how to read me. Rough. Oh, Manny. Instead voting Transcend. Jessica voting Transcend. Okay, that's actually talent from Jessica. I'll take that because Matt was actually towering Jessica in the beginning. Just not voting Transcend. So my appeal is something like Manny, just Transcend, and maybe you can sprinkle some what's his face? Supermiss. Yeah, from Supermiss on there. I just kind of think everyone else outside of that has actually had some towny notes. Now, Cape had some weird posts, but Cape is usually weird as town, so just gonna take that. Oh, and Matt going, okay, I'm obvious effing town, you idiots, but okay. And Supermiss goes, just Matt Town, just Wolf, set Town, Rock on Town, Giraffes Wolf, Manny Wolfie ish. Okay, good. Okay, that's a good POE from Supermiss. Just most other people here feel vaguely towny on vibes. Manny, I don't feel like self-pressing. Good luck. Wow, that's actually kind of towny from Manny. No, actually, no, I take that back. Transcend lovingly while he's trying to iterate the and Manny not voting Pingers. This is the Omgus Manny that we know and love, which could maybe mean that he's town because he usually tends to do that a lot more as town in his Omgussing game. And instead voting Jess and Superman's voting Jess. Oh my god! 2:25, 20 seconds remaining. And Rabbit now is town rating Jess. Jess is voting out the Supermiss. No RT, bam out the Pingers. Whoa, Nartsy's voting Pingers. That's got to raise major alarm bells. The fact that Nartsy's voting Pingers, that's kind of those dynamics we talked about. The friends that know each other and know actually voting Pinkers is very telling. And here we go, Super Miss with
Justice
three.
in the lead.
Oh my god.
Justice.
Is she in the lead? Jess gets one. Super Miss tied. It's gonna be a tie. And it is. So Super
Wow.
Miss dies in the tie. And they were Vanilla Town, exactly as Bob said. Right on cue. Bob, well
There she is.
said there, and welcome Super Miss. And Super Miss immediately DVC goes, sigh, I'm so effing whatever. And you know, Super Miss, you eat what you put out, right? And sometimes you kind of you soft it a little bit. I know you kind of put that a little bit on yourself, and you know maybe you're just going with the flow there, but also you know to kind of talk about the plays around set there onto onto Donut Boy there. Oh, I have been facing some allergies, guys. So unfortunately, I'm pretty tired, but also my voice is kind of all over the place. But oh my god, Superbiss died in the rand, and you know Jessica in that tie vote. And look, the wagon on Jess, right? Donut Boy, Supermiss, Stet, and you know I think that has high potential to be a very pure wagon onto Jess. And we look at the counter wagon, right? Jess is on there, Transcend is on there. That's two of the POE. Look at the people on Pingers though. No Artsy and Manny. And you know, we talked about Manny's, you know, he is more prone to omgussing a lot as Town. And I kind of think Manny actually might be Town now, especially the way he went that end of day. Like he's not going to self press. Then he goes onto a low hanging wagon. He actually started the wagon on Pinkers. He didn't even do anything else. So I just kind of think that's Towny ish for Manny. I think Pinkers may have been voted by Nortzy, but Pinkers wasn't even in contention at the time. And so kind of think that's somewhat towny by Manny, but obviously it's kind of dumb to call Pingers and Manny both V. And with no artsy voting Pingers, maybe I have to relook Pingers. So talk to me what you guys are feeling. You know, Super Miss in chat is saying Set and Matt Town. I was just voting anyone to get it off me. LOL. Jess and Cape probably Wolf. Manny Towny shrugs. Actually, could be Recon Jess, but I think Jess is definitely a Wolf. Yep. And look, I do think the way that Jess played the game, at least in the beginning, felt like she was trying to fit in rather than, or she was trying to find a way to fit in rather than doing it so naturally. And, you know, I mean, she had a couple of reads or plays. Like she voted Matt when Matt was town reading her, and that was kind of good. And she town read Set at a time, which I felt was a good reason too. But, you know, just very confused by the way this ended up playing out. I just don't think Recon Spartan is Mafia either. I mean, they've had some depth to the reads, kind of shipping that one from Akane. I do think that, I mean, you got to look at Matt for sure, though. Matt just, I mean, Matt voting slop there at the Super Mister at the end. I mean, if Jess is Town, right? I mean, if Jess is Mafia, you immediately look at Matt. But if Jess is Town, that's kind of a goodish vote from Matt, right? I think he would take any opportunity to kill Jester. So you know, it's just one of those where it's like you wonder, would Matt do that? You know, in Just Town World. So
I think we're gonna have a. I think we're gonna have a spicy day 2.
oh, and Benny's
that,
got yeah.
that's not a spoil.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, basically read
it's just my gut here.
gut. All right, I like it. And then Soups is hammering me. There's too obvious of a Mafia play. No, I agree, Soup. I think here's the bigger thing too, right? I mean, you know, you're a newer player as well, Soup. I think Matt would always want to kill Jester, especially if Jester's Town, right? So I think from that perspective, it's a good look, especially if Jester's Town. Now, if Jester's Mafia, you could throw a Matt in the equation, right? But I think Matt is actually only Mafia if Jess is Mafia. So
Yeah,
that I feel confident on.
I was going to say there's a chance they're Wolf Wolf.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, I
All right,
agree.
we got 5
I
seconds.
kind of
Let's get this reaction here.
Yep, here we go. Night's and the night is ending. Who is dead? We're refreshing again. Seth died. Yep. So that is something we kind of expected. I think that actually points a lot to Jessica because Seth was one of the one actually pushing Jess, and we talked about the pure wagon on Jess, right? You know you got to resolve Jess one way or another, and here we go. Whoa, whoa! Jess is voting giraffes. I think actually Jess voting giraffes doesn't really make much sense, especially if giraffes was defending Jess or not. I'm curious to see the reasoning. Redcon just comes on to, whoa, giraffes. Oh, okay, flipless tree stump. Wait, what? Oh wait, that's right. Seth died with no reveal. Holy smokes! Donut Boy is poisoned, so DB is gonna die. What is going on? So it is Stead is not really dead. She's a tree stump and still alive. Wow.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna kick Stet out of DVC real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah, yep. Why did Seth come into DVC? That is. Oh, no, she probably didn't intend to join. It probably was paying, but. Oh my god, wow. Pingers, what happened? LOL. Manny's post equity either drastically dropped since last game because he lost Wim and kind of didn't want to play this game, or he's Mafia. Do with this information as you will. Transcend. Okay, it's not a third pull. It's just a David. Rabbit, are you an inventor? What is going on? Rabbit, I think it's almost guaranteed a 2 PR versus 2 PR setup if Matt's fruit claim is real. Matt claimed the fruit. Wow, okay, interesting. I feel lost right now, mech-wise. Someone explain to me like I'm 5. Rabbit goes, no, I'm VT. What? What is going on? I'm confused with the claims. I didn't really fully understand what happened with Matt. Oh, Matt received the Davidge. Cape is poisoned as town by Mafia. Uh-oh. Yeah, and Cape says, so I'm not PR. Rabbit says, am I getting shot? It might actually be Rabbit now that I think about it, because now that stuff is kind of making... Actually, no, Artsy could be Mafia too. No, Artsy just kind of naked footed pingers and hasn't really said much there. Matt says, sorry if wrong. Matt shot Jess! Unreal! Wow! And Jessica has died! Wow! What
Told you she was town.
What a gutsy shot. Oh, wait, no, Matt misclicked. Matt says he misclicked.
No way.
No way. 277. Matt misclicked. Unbelievable. The Mafia turbos do not disappoint. Matthew the cashew. We've seen
Who was he trying to shoot?
I don't know, but he claims he missed shot, but the shot landed on Jess. And Matt intended to vote. Matt was trying to vote giraffes, and this is so huge because we've seen Matt do this before, where Matt actually misvoted in Lilo, and then all of a sudden there was something weird going on there. Oh my god. So I kind of think. I mean, I'm confused though with Jess voting. I mean, I think giraffes actually Mafia is. Yeah, I think giraffes kind of has to be Mafia, or otherwise this game doesn't really make much sense. I think Rabbit probably is just Mafia. And Matt goes, I think we just have to kill Matt and be okay with it if he commits with the heavy crimes against the town. I don't know.
I think I think there's an actual chance that Matt's actually Mafia.
Mafia, like a Davidge Mafia. Is there a Davidge Mafia in this setup?
There was a David added two ago to the Mafia, yes.
Oh my god. So now, so here's the thing though. Matt claimed he received the item, so actually he would have to have, and said his, actually, yeah, Matt can't be lying though about that, because Matt claimed he received the Davidge, right? So, I think, like, Matt is not lying about that, because everyone is alive from the previous day, right? So, yeah, no Artsie's Davidge can't be Mafia in setup, I'm pretty sure, unless Benny updated something. But also no Artsy, the fact is, Matt claimed he got the item. Everyone from day one is still alive, right? Or in the thread, I should say. So that means, you know, if Matt was lying, he would just be caught right at the bat, right? So
who posted that? Unless I updated.
No RC posted that.
Yeah, like I said, I updated an hour and a half ago.
Oh my god, that is crazy. Yeah, but
and it is in the OP. It is in the OP. So
yeah, but also as I mentioned before, right? I mean, if Matt is Mafia,
he
he's
should,
lying.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's gifted it, right? So.
Yeah, yep. Mandy says, if I'm on a lead wagon, I automatically think I'm voting a town. I don't like voting at all. You can check past game for me, and you'll see. Yeah, so I think Mandy's town. I actually kind of think there has to be one in giraffes and no Artsy. Otherwise, because you know, before I said that his town rate and Artsy was good, but now it doesn't really make much sense. And Pinkers hasn't doing anything. No Artsy. See, not Artsy was voted Pingers and hasn't kept up the scum rate since. So I'm just confused. Is no Artsy not time rating Pingers? Like, what's going on? Bro, Pingers, I'm outed Wolf. What? Recon Spartan, what are you saying? Rabbit, do you have disagreements with me wanting to kill Matt and Manny? Which order would you do? You should probably be leading. See, Rabbit feels...
So there's no...
316 is a good post.
Just FYI, I'm tree scum, which counts towards PR. Either Poisoner is scum and Matt and Cape is town, or Matt is scum. Moth can't invent guns, right? Give next Vitch to Spartan, in my opinion. Blame me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so I think Spartan is town. Matt is probably town. I don't know how he whiffed that though. No Artsy says, isn't Matt outed? I'm just confused on how if no one is claiming that they gave the Vidge to Matt, right, then he's essentially outed. Or if there's a second PR that isn't a Davidge, or sorry, that if there's a second
Well,
PR that isn't an
so
inventor, then Matt's outed.
so kind of inside baseball.
Hmm.
The the poisoner has to counterclaim Matt, and they would if they were town, wouldn't they?
Exactly, right. So that's why Cape is town, right? Based off that whole. That's a good point, Benny. Right, because if Poisoner isn't a claimed
Yeah.
town role, then yeah, exactly, Cape is town, right? So I think that's why Matt immediately said. But Benny, that's what Matt immediately said, right?
But
Matt.
more than Kate being town,
Hmm.
it means Matt is a liar. The
Yeah,
poisoner,
Matt has.
if town poisoner knows that Matt is a wolf,
The Poisoner.
Yeah,
No,
and
but.
they have no reason to withhold that information. I don't think.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. But isn't the Poisoner? But the Poisoner could be Mafia, right? If they're not claiming CCing Matt.
That's yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of my point. Yeah.
Yeah. But if the Poisoner
Oh,
is town,
I didn't know mafia. I don't. There can be a mafia poisoner and a big.
yeah. There could be, yeah, either or. That's why I'm saying. I mean, what Benny said makes sense, right? Like if the town Poisoner they just claim, then Matt's outed, right? But if the town Poisoner, I mean, if the Poisoner's not claiming, then you can infer it's a Mafia Poisoner, and they just cape his town. But
Right.
also
Oh, okay.
the idea.
Mafia can't invent anything,
Mhm.
right? So if Matt is claiming he was invented, that means someone else's PR,
Yeah,
but someone else poisoned.
and actually
So
we can kind of
the
figure this.
poisoner, if town, would know that.
Yeah, and we can actually make kind of figure out who probably gave Matt a Davidge. It probably is not no artsy. It probably is Recon Spartan actually that I think gave Matt the Davidge, um, and because I don't think Matt really read it too much, or sorry, not Matt. I don't think like Artsy definitely not based off this reaction. Manny for sure definitely not. He didn't claim. Cape definitely didn't. He didn't claim. He claimed VT. Pingers could have as well actually, but Pingers doesn't really feel as PRE. Giraffes for sure isn't. So yeah, probably the other person I could probably just clear here is no Artsy, and you know I think Giraffe and Matt is definitely a good place to look at, and whether Jessica. I don't know if Jessica actually believes Matt misfiring. We've actually seen him misvote in Lilo, so this is not a first for Matt. But whether or not we believe it in this game is a different question.
I don't really believe it. But I guess he's town now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
really
he's not
believe
confirmed town. He could still be Mafia. So here's the thing: Matt could still be Mafia gifted to
it. Yeah.
Davidge, right? That is not out of the equation. I
It's
actually
not
do.
out of mafia,
Yeah,
but
I do
yeah,
believe that Matt was gifted the
probably.
Vidge. I do agree that Matt was probably gifted the Vidge though, because if Matt was Mafia claiming he was gifted Vidge, he's essentially kind of suiciding there because there's no like what I mean, like it's with the PRs and stuff. But anyways, Giraffe says the answer to Artsy's question: if Matt claiming fruit vendor was outing, it was not an actual fruit vendor claim. He jokingly claimed he received a fruit and then reclaimed the Davidge. Seth says that's Milo. Just sleep. It is a wolf poisoner. Yeah. Transcend making good
Couldn't
points
he
here.
be? Couldn't he be just trying to roll hunt there, like
Hmm.
claiming it,
I don't
or
know.
huh?
Oh, and Rabbit with a
But
weird post. Rabbit says Jess wasn't scumrating him, but Jess in fact was voting Rabbit. That is a weird post to make. Look, I just think that at this point I would probably go on to Rabbit here first. I think you got to resolve Rabbit, and obviously with Cape being town, Manny probably town, Rick town. There's
Well,
got to be more. Yeah. Go.
I don't understand. Oh, okay, never mind. We are in
Milo,
Lilo.
right? Because
They do have to sleep. Yeah.
because here's
Okay.
the thing, Jess is dead, right? Right now you have like Seth is technically dead too, right? So you're technically dealing with 6 players right now, or well, I shouldn't say 6. You're dealing with 7, but Cape is also poisoned, right? So you're 6. So if you miss vote, then you go into 5, and Mafia have a night kill, right? And then you go 4 and it's GG's if you miss. So that's why sleeping is fine because then you get that, you basically go to Lilo essentially. Guys, can we not make troll FPS game states when like the setups in themselves are already baseline plenty troll enough? Please just going forward. See, I'm just confused with what's going on with no Artsy and Pingers. Like no Artsy voted Pingers and then isn't like doing anything afterwards. Like I think Pingers and Artsy definitely has one wolf, and then the other wolf is outside of that between Matt and Giraffes. I think everyone else. I think Manny is town. I think Recon is town, um, and I think Donut Boy. I mean, we know he's confirmed town, but looking back at day one, the people that kind of avoided him there, right? I mean, no Artsy kind of avoided there. Matt actually made some weird posts. So now in recollection, Matt was kind of like teasing Seth for like hopping onto it as if it was a night zero, as if they have to resolve, and then questioning it. So yeah, yeah, and Giraffe's even pointing it out here. This is actually a good post from Rabbit377. I don't know what Pickers and Artsy even think, so I'll ISO them. Y'all can match. Bro, we can lose by sleeping, I think. No, you cannot, unless the Mafia have an even Vidge. I'm not an inventor, bro. I claim day one. I'm a vanilla villager. Yeah. So I think the inventor, as I mentioned before. Oh, what was my inventor read? Oh, was it recon? Shoot. Huh. So, oh, it has to be Pingers then. So Pingers is the inventor. Okay, so kill no artsy then. That's fine. That's fine. Kill no artsy drafts. No artsy drafts is my POE then right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't understand Rabbit's play right now either. Actually. Yeah, Pinger saying, bro, you're so effing scummy. We're essentially on 6. Moff can have 2 KP and we lose. I would just kill no artsy, by the way. We've talked about this in previous game, guys. When two players are very associated and know each other very well, and when one of them is scum rating each other, and especially the way no artsy scum at Pingers and has just completely avoided that day 2, it's kind of very lock scummish behavior, right? Because, I mean, I'm reading Pingers as the PR here, so I'm kind of just intrinsically thinking that no artsy is scum, and it just kind of makes more sense that way because if she's town you would expect them to get to know each other, but if she's town with the wrong read, you'd expect there to be more oomph to it, and there just isn't. And Manny's just uber towny, by the way. Manny voting Pingers the way he is just extremely towny. This Omgus, this is just typical Manny villager, and maybe he's going back to his roots, but this is what it is. Yeah, Matt whiffing though is something. But here's the thing though, Jess, right? We talk about Matt, whether he's lying or not. Matt voted Supermiss to save you essentially. So if Matt is Mafia, why doesn't he just kill you day one, right? Why doesn't he just take advantage there, not vote and let you die day one, right? So to me, whether or not Matt is attempting to fake a miss whiff, it just doesn't make sense with his end of day one, right? He did town read you too, and he saved you, and so I think Rabbit Artsy. I agree with you, Jessica. Jess, I may have scummed you a little bit day one, and that's part of the agenda. But you get the Rabbit Artsy, that's pretty good. Rabbit also locked Town Red Artsy in the beginning of the day, so that in day one, and I remember I called Rabbit Town for that.
Arrow wrong. Just was town.
Yeah. Bottom had a good read on you, Jess. He read you Town. He actually read you Town for vibing and not pocketing, which I agreed with the not pocketing part. I just felt you were fitting in a weird way. But anyways, here we go.
Manny.
What? Oh my God! I wasn't even paying attention, and that might be the game. And yeah, and Dona Boy died is vanilla. This game's over. Town don't have any KP. And
That was Wolf, obviously.
Matt may have been Wolf then. Yeah, he hammered. He said dumb game. He hammered Manny.
Matt is not a wolf.
So okay, so it's Artsy Rabbit. It has to be then, right? Otherwise, this game doesn't make sense. I mean, I think the game is
not Artsy Rabbit.
Really? Wow.
Let me. I want to just make sure. Well, Cats will probably end the game.
The game is it? So is the game mechanically over?
I believe it is, but I'm looking and double checking.
So Town don't have any. Yeah, Town don't have any. Well, actually, can they give another Davidge? Can Town give another Davidge?
Matthew was the 2-shot David.
What? Wait, so the game isn't over then? The game isn't over. If it's 2-shot, Matthew can shoot again the next day.
The game is over because Mafia are gonna kill, and I don't think Town has any preventive power.
Oh, so if Town, yeah, I mean that. So we have to wait then. I guess from a mod host perspective, we gotta wait to play this out. Yeah. You can't end it. Wow. Yeah, no, I caught. So, why did Matt claim gifted? That confused the hell out of me.
I think I can end it.
Okay, so then really? I don't know, Benny. I just feel like you let it play out, and because the thing is, Matt can insta shoot, right? That's why he hammered Manny there, probably. So I mean,
actually, you know what? That's a good point. Yeah. Just for
integrity purposes.
Integrity purposes in future, I should not.
Because then, if Mafia just put it there and the game ends, they're like, oh, okay. If the game doesn't end, they're like, oh, this is not the guy that we have to, right? But so I think, yeah, this is fine. And if Matt is the final person they're killing, then so be it. Wow, I'm just so. It's actually interesting they're killing Matt, especially with this claim of getting the Davidge, because then they would think that the inventor person was somewhere out there, and Matt obviously can't get the Davidge again, so they're basically risking it, but like in the reality where he was actually gifted a Vidge. So if it's not Artsy, it's got to be Pingers +1 then. So Pingers. So I don't know what Artsy was doing then. It's Pingers and Rabbit then, probably is what the team is, unless Recon is someone I just under the radar just completely slipped through, but wow.
I think it's Pingers and how Terrestrial personally, but
yeah, Pingers. Yeah, so here's the thing, Pingers. I mean, I actually was only reading Pingers PR, and that was because of Matt's claim. Had I not read into that, Like I knew Pingers and Artsy probably have to have a Mafia in it. Artsy is probably just town now based off all this, so probably it's just Rabbit Pingers. Um, I mean, I still think Recon was really Villager. Yeah, I was man. Matt confused me in DVC, man. I thought there was another PR out there, not him. Let's see, is the game officially over? And it is. Yep, there is Transcend. It is a 2-2, and that is it. Mafia gonna win the game. Pingers, yep. Oh, it's Pingers and Artsy. Wow!
So that
Wow!
post
Let's
that you
see.
called out, RO,
Yeah.
that day one
Yep.
vote, and
Wow.
then following up, no follow
Mm-hmm.
up.
Wow. I mean, we talk about it, so that actually makes sense. I mean, that even makes more sense that they are paired then, because the fact that Artsy pushed it and didn't even have any follow up. But wow, that is crazy. See, I even remember too. I called Rabbit Town, but not his read on Artsy. That's kind of crazy, actually. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, no, I mean Manny. I actually thought Manny was towning there that end of day one. I think he town told pretty hard there. I don't know if Manny was in the VC at all, but Manny guessing is just such a typical T thing or typical V thing for Manny to do. He mentions he didn't want to claim the or he mentions he didn't want to self prayers, and then he votes like a wagon that wasn't even there, and he like gusses. So that's that's a core Manny villager. Well played to Artsy and Pingers. You guys played that well, Artsy. I mean, I was perplexed by you, especially because I saw you scum read Pingers and you didn't even mention it all day too, and I was like perplexed, like why you didn't even think about it, and now it makes sense that you guys were paired. Jessica, well played to you. You town read the correct people, right? You had the good town read on set. You town read Manny, I believe. It was a tough game for sure. Um, so Matt actually did misclick, and this is not the first time Matt's done this. So, if you're clicking, make sure to click correctly. Otherwise, bad things can happen. So I'll leave it to you guys if you have any post game thoughts. Go for it.
Um, it just would have been better if Matt didn't claim and like lie about his claim, right?
Yeah, I mean, it even
Honestly.
confused me too because if I'm in the game actually bought up, what I'm thinking is okay, so Matt's not a PR, but there's another PR out there. I actually would have probably timed Pingers or like a PR read him because he's the only
Yeah.
person I think would have given Matt the David, right? So it's kind of one of
I
those things
guess he's
that
trying to.
it message. Yeah,
He's trying to survive to get a second shot off and
yeah,
not
yeah,
get pressure
yeah.
I
and
think
killed.
there's also the meta consideration that we haven't run into yet, but you should never claim that you get a vig,
Yeah,
whether you're day vig, whether you get invented a vig, whatever,
yeah,
because wolves have a day vig,
yeah,
and it's one of the things they love to do in mishmashes, where someone says they want a vig in an event, for example,
yeah.
and then they get sniped.
Yeah.
So
And also, Benny, it's a silent shot, right? So Matt doesn't have to worry about
yeah,
him being trailed to the shot, right? And then claim. So it's just one of those things where you don't have to, like, yeah, to your point, you don't even have to make a fancy claim. I mean, I don't even think Matt was under pressure. And I remember I mentioned this earlier too. Matt's play on Jess or voting Super Mister instead of Jess was pretty towny. If Jess was town, right? And that ended up being the case. Rough game for town. It does happen. I did feel like Town did have an opportunity, but whether or not Matt misclicked or not, I don't know if Matt shoots Rabbit there, if that changes the complexion of the game. Maybe Matt might end up going on to one of Pingers or Artsy after that. I think he was targeting Jess. But yeah.
this is one of those games I think, and I was spoiled, so I might have a,
Mm-hmm.
I might be TMIing it a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of those games where you look at it and there's so much chaos in town, like on day two specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And you commented on RO,
Yeah, yeah.
like Artsy and Pingers
Yep, yep.
were very laid back, and town was tearing itself apart.
Exactly. Yep, yep.
And there's just those times where, and it kind of happened like last game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I started pushing on Matt, is like I just noticed there was something in the game state where it was just town was tearing themselves apart, and then you got to look at the people who are just content kind of with what's going on.
Yep, yeah.
Again, I'm not saying anyone did anything wrong because I had TMI, so I don't know if I actually saw that. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's just one of those things. I think, as a general rule, I think a lot of people could benefit from like taking a step back on day 2,
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes in, and being like, "What's going on?
Yep, yep.
Like, is this positive? What's happening right now?"
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rabbit even mentioned it too.
Right. Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he was confused. Like I think somewhere he mentioned he actually thought Matt was fake. Yeah, they're not night zero peaks. Wait. Let me see what Rabbit said. I think Rabbit was mainly talking more about actually the FPS and stuff. Yeah, Matt, don't skip over my big post. I will big post my answers when stuff is unclear. I'm into big posts that there can't be night zero. Like how are you stuck on that for like 5 straight minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And it kind of happened even last game. Like I was playing last game in a way to try to be sus, so I could
Mm.
get my Oracle off,
Yeah.
and I think Stet was trying to do something to
Mm.
flip as a tree stump and be able to
Yeah.
talk and
Mm.
all that. And
Yeah.
you got to be careful about that because when you make the game too much about mechanics, that's the
Mm-hmm.
easiest time for
Mm-hmm.
wolves to kind of,
Yeah.
because they don't have to do social reads, right? Which
Exactly.
I think Rabbit also said.
Yep. And yeah, that day one wagon actually on Just was pure, but it seemed like both wagons on each other were pure. So yeah, I mean Mafia were dominating. Yeah, and Pingers
Yeah.
actually almost it's so funny. Pingers actually almost died there too. I mean, if Matt actually ends up voting Pingers there
Yep.
instead of someone like Slop because he was trying to defend Jess, it's a whole different ball game. But I'm kind of curious. So Jess, I know you're in the VC. Obviously, feel free to type in the chat in the DVC. What was your mindset coming from day one and then going into day two on giraffes? What were you thinking there initially? Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you were scumreading him day one. Um, Also, no Arts and Pinger, congrats on it. If you guys have any thoughts or any claims you want to make, feel free.
Oh, that was a fun game to play, honestly.
Yeah. It's, it's an interesting dynamic when you're wolf partners with one of your close buddies, right? And it's kind of always fun to play around. And I think you guys did that pretty well in the sense where you guys kind of like push each other and then kind of just no one's not focusing on you. Yeah, just pull back. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes wolfing easier because you know the person you're wolfing with, so you know their boundaries and stuff,
Yep.
And obviously it's more fun to team up with a friend.
And just as you're during night one, I quickly reread every ISO and I tunneled on a solve of Rabbit Artsy with Matt as an outside possibility if one of them was down. And I thought Rabbit in particular was super wolfy, and hindsight with the way he tried to push on Stet and with his self-pressed vote on Soup. So I was gonna probably gonna tunnel him for a while if I'd survived. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think the thing is,
Oh man.
yeah, I mean,
That misclick may have hurt really bad because
yeah,
I just feel like if Rabbit dies there,
yeah.
which was I think that's who Matt said he was going to shoot, right?
Oh, well, of course, yeah. He meant to shoot
Yeah.
Rabbit, yeah.
And so if Jess is alive and sees Rabbit flip Villager, I feel like they probably there's a good chance. I won't say they will, but there's a good chance they can flip around and get on the Mafia.
Yep. And to your point too, Benny, I think the biggest difference here is Matt was actually towering Jess. Now, Jess may have not been towering Matt per se, but Matt was for sure towering Jess. And if Matt just claims his actual PR, if he's actually under pressure, they can find the solve. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were tolerating Retcon and Manny, right? Both Jess and Matt, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I know Jess was tolerating Manny, and then Matt was tolerating Retcon, right? So then you kind of focus on Pingers, Artsy, and I mean Cape is Poison, right? So those are the main two.
So new game has started.
Oh, really?
So we got to say goodbye to those who are in.
Wow. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I will do another recording, and then that was my last one. So peace out, guys. I'll upload these videos probably later. I'm too tired to like upload them right now, but I'll stop the recording and then All right. Peace out.